again. This is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. That is a 12 by 24 inch canvas. This is an OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula, the best paint spreading tool I know. I'm a Colour Arte affiliate, and I'm going to use Colour Arte products, Prizm pours, Primary Elements, and I guess there's a possibility of a few Vivid Intense. Anyway, I'm going to start with a Prizm pour that's called Frosted Berry. And I'm going to use it mostly because it's pale enough, in my opinion, to become a good background in between other colors that I'm going to use. I want enough paint to go across, so if I'm judicious and make sure I put enough paint out now, I won't have to worry about it as much. This is Chantilly lace. Another Prizm pour. It's very sparkly. And I should actually be putting it on top of the Frosted Berry, because when I put it directly on the canvas, it becomes a resist, and other colors don't necessarily stay vibrant, as vibrant, I should say. Okay, so I haven't done anything exactly in this fashion, so it's a new gig. This is Shiny Taffeta, another Prizm pour. And the pale pink isn't necessarily something I would start with, but since I pretty much plan on covering it up, it's not a problem. I'm going to try and put a few colors away as I go. I've got Pink Diamond. And I will probably be running my spatula across these colors and using the residual on my spatula to color the rest. I said that was Pink Diamond Prizm pour. This is Saffron. This is another Prizm pour. I'm a little nervous about using this. I probably should have waited. I am intending on doing the rest of this scape down below in a bloom style scoop and drag and spin if I can. Which means basically it may be this, the sky may be part one. That was a sour lemon with a little bit of orange crush in it, and this is the orange crush. Part of me wishes that I had just put a background color like a layer of white on there. But I'm going to steal a little bit of paint and put it right over the edge. I think I'm going to do that all the way up the edge this time. Looks like it's going to turn out to be mostly orange. But I like a good orange, red-orange sky, so I'm not going to be terribly perturbed if it doesn't become something a lot different than that. I always wanted more movement in my sky anyway, to tell you the truth. So that's why but I will remember next time that I can't put that much orange in. It didn't seem like that much at the time. But like I said, I do like an orange sky, and it may actually facilitate time if you'll cover it. It's mixing with the other colors. It's not unattractive. And now I'm kind of glad I put that Chantilly lace in there, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have any white in that sky at all. I do see that thing that needs to go. Oh no! Yes. Thank goodness I left myself a pair of tweezers. The tweezers are on my Amazon link. My Amazon link is below Show More. There is a 25% off Colour Arte coupon code, good until November 30th, 2022. And I'm pretty sure that same coupon code will be good for some amount off after that. Cool. I can drag through and expose the pale colors that I put down to begin with. That's kind of neat. I'm going to use my residuals and my spatula on the edge, not including that big, huge piece of plastic. Plastic probably wrapping from the canvas original. I'm going to snag some more of this. It looks like I have just the right amount of paint to continue stealing paint and using the residuals across the top. Whoops. Except for that, which is now... How do I get that off of there? With my spatula, naturally. I do like having a silicone mat handy because it makes taking the paint residuals off very easy. It's often difficult to count on the edges, the part of the canvas that goes around the top edge or the side edges, because it seems to resist having full coverage of the paint sometimes. But I am liking how this turned out, although I'm going to have to go down there. I have a tag along, I saw that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. And almost covered. Which means we might actually have time for everything I need to do on the bottom. Oh, that's beautiful. You could see it better than I could. I'm going to back push off my spatula, hoping to utilize the bead of paint that's coming off it. I think that's probably pretty darn good. Why do I want to stick my spatula in there again? If I tap and dab on the paint, sometimes I can get coverage along my edges. In this case, I'm just going to have to check later to make sure I don't have a lot of drips, because it seems like I've used what I would have to refer to as enough paint. It's not keeping me from wanting to put some more pink on the top of it. And I can certainly pull down whatever I've got in there, because I can always cover it up with a darker color. I don't really want to take away much of the patterning that I've got, or make the canvas look like it's going to show through at any given point, like right there. Pretty, pretty, pretty sky. Makes me want to take my palette knife. It's clean right off my spatula. Just make sure there's no canvasy looking. I said that already, didn't I? That's my goal. Now there's GAC 800 by Golden in all of my paint mixtures, so if the paint looks a little heavy to you, not to worry. Make sure my top is pretty well covered before things start to get sticky. Nothing down here is going to matter. I have to get brave now to do the bloom part of this. Oh, I found a spot I missed. There, I'm pretty well covered now. She says that, but if she finds more, she's going to do something about it. I'm throwing that spatula in the bucket so the paint doesn't stay on. My finger will suffice if I find more spots I neglected. Okay, so I really do like that. It looks like there's a breeze on the wind. Now it's going to be very interesting. I might use the black as well as the white from Sherwin-Williams. I am inclined, I think. I got not enough time left. Well, we'll get a good start on this. To spread some paint down to the edges. and up to the middle. The spatula is a great tool for spreading the paint. Right up, because it carries a nice bead of paint. And in order to do what I've got in mind, I need kind of a puddle, but I'm afraid if I put the puddle too much in one little strip that I'll wind up having naked spots. But if I don't have the puddle deep enough, I can't do a scoop and drag, which I may or may not actually need to do anyway, because I could always swipe down. Contingencies. So seeming that I want some white in this so-called puddle that I haven't done yet, and spinning should be interesting, I'm going to use some black as soon as I can loosen it from the paint. It helps if you take the little tab off. I got the empty can at Sherwin-Williams, and I got the lids at Walmart, I think. Pretty sure. And this is a big risk, and not something I've done exactly before. Doing just half a scoop and drag, and actually it must be a swipe scoop and drag, really. It always feels weird putting on a heavy layer of paint to me. There, I can always move something over into position. So I got out a bunch of colors and then I put them away again so that they would be handy to have. And because I need to spin at some point in the future, in the near future, I need most of the bottles that I just used to be gone. With the except possible, I never did put that Harvest Fire in there. Okay, well, never mind. But I think I'm going to at least bring the pink diamond back. Now what I thought I might want to do originally was put a shovel, and I think I could still do that. As long as I can get it to stay upright. Let's use all the colors in a shovel. That's Fandango. This is Wild Orchid. Those are both Prizm pours. I'm not sure this is even going to come out. This is Wintergreen. This is, I had some green tea and I want to use that. I see it. This is a Dark Water, also a Prizm pour. Not coming out very well. Probably got an old tab dried in the top. Much better now. I want to put some gold in there just because, but I think I'm going to use some of this Quinacridone Nickell Azo Gold that that I put some gold bling it in. I'm not being able to read that, but it's in Vivid Polypore with just Sonia varnish. This is some Royal Sapphire. I'm hoping that this is going to be quicker if I can dribble it across. Here's the green tea, which is a primary element. The Royal Sapphire was a Prizm pour. I'm kind of inclined to fill up my shovel, but that might be more paint than I need. I'm going to sneak in a little tiny dab of Rhapsody Rose because I finally got over to the Colour Arte website. Don't forget that there's a 25% off until till November 30th. What am I going to put in there? I'm going to put a little bit of Chantilly lace, just because I can. And I really like this bitter lime, which is a primary element, and my shovel is almost full. I've got a little bit of sea glass, not coming out very well. And I want one more turquoise. What do I have? Oh, I missed a color. But I do have the Agave blue. And then I'm going to try my hardest to get some of these things so that they're not in my way when I go to spin, because that will be coming up really soon. Now I'm inclined to go get my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. I've got 3 minutes. Let's hope we can do something. I'll come back for a part 2 if I'm not done and I'm close. I'm going to throw my shovel in the bucket. And this other spatula, although I'm going to have to get rid of the paint. I probably would have been better off to use the spatula to do this. And I did recently add some Amsterdam white to my Aussie Floetrol to thicken it up because it had become so thin. So I'm not sure. I know the black does sell well. And this is Mayan Gold. I think I'm going to need some more black. I might have to tip a little bit of this, and that'll be interesting. Do the same thing from the other side, hoping I can get a similar effect going. And if I move these off of here quickly, I got a shot. Quickly does not include knocking bottles over. And I definitely have a place I want to continue working on. Or a couple even. Now let's do what I usually do before I start spinning. Let's let everything move. And I've got a dish, so if I want to catch stuff, I can. I know I can get it to go down again. Switch sides. Looks like an ocean. So much for my scoop and drag. I'm not sure that's going to happen. I had a really super long edge catcher, which would be perfect right about now. I'm glad I didn't put the paint the full length. I got a shot at not having it crack. Once I get it down far enough, I think I'm going to try and tip it up. And then down again. So I've got a little paint here. I was going to put a horizon line of mountains in. I might as well show that to you now. Let's see if I can get my turntable in position.